All right, thanks for tuning in to Leading Forecasts. And I tell you what, we haven't done one of these in forever. We've been really busy. We had the Indiana Storm Chasers convention, which went very well, by the way. If you didn't get to go, was a blast. And now that we're slowing things down, getting into winter, and winter storms are fun to talk about anyway. So we're gonna get back to doing these, at least once or twice a week, hopefully a little bit more. So enough jibber jabber. Let's get on over to the weather maps here, taking a look at the enhanced infrared map. Here's your system going off the coast here that brought a lot of rain out across the Midwest and eastern portions of the country, and some snow up across the northeastern portions of the country over the past couple of days. And then here's our next system just waiting out here across the northwestern portion of the United States, and eventually it's going to swing up and through here over the next several days and bring us some more rain and even a little bit of snow across the United States. Going on over, look at all the moisture surging in off the west coast here going into this system. And of course, you can see very, very vivid off to the east coast there. There's that eastern system we were talking about. And eventually this, like I said, is going to work down through the central portions of the country. And we'll show you that here in just a second. As far as radar, not much going on. There are some showers out across the Pac Northwest and down towards the northern California coast, and a few showers off the east coast down towards Rhode Island and Massachusetts, PA, that area got a few showers. Other than that, we're pretty quiet across the United States as of right now. Watches and warnings, not much going on. There are some winter storm watches and warnings up across Oregon as well as Washington. Thanksgiving Day forecast here. You can see we are expecting a little bit of snow up here across western Montana, northern Idaho, as well as up towards Washington, and then along the west coast here with that system coming in, there could be some rain. Other than that, we're going to be very, very dry across most of the United States and warmer out across the central portion of the United States. So if you're out from Texas all the way up towards Michigan, you're going to notice a little bit of a warm-up tomorrow. Going on over to the forecast models. This is tomorrow, big high pressure system down here across the southeast. That's going to keep most of us dry and warmer tomorrow. Here's that system coming in across the northwest. Some snow starting to break out from basically Portland, Seattle, down towards the northwest, the Pac Northwest, and some showers coming on the coast of California, and maybe even a few showers down towards the western portion of, or the western panhandle of Texas. We'll just have to wait and see how that. But most of the country is going to be very quiet tomorrow. Speaking of snowfall, here's the snowfall potential. You can see probably some of the mountainous regions here getting in on the higher amounts of snow. And, we're going to have a very, very small area of snow. And as we get lower and lower towards sea level, of course, we will have less and less snow tomorrow. Going on over to the forecast models, the GFS on Friday. Here comes the system kind of shooting down here. We still have this big high that's sitting off on the east coast. Eventually, we start to get this front and starting to push through, some showers starting to get going out here across the central portion of the United States. As we get into Saturday, here's our low up across the Great Lakes, and there's your front dragging with it. Very, very cold air being pushed down out of Canada here as we get into Saturday, and that's going to make for a cool weekend across the Midwest and eventually up towards the Northeast. There's your showers and thunderstorms getting broken out across the front here. Right now, it doesn't look like it's going to be a major severe weather event if there's too much at all, but definitely going to be the chance for some gusty winds, maybe some hail with some of those thunderstorms on Saturday. As we get into Sunday, here's your low up here, your front draping down, much colder air coming in. In fact, we're getting some snow, maybe even potentially some lake effect snow going on up across the area of Lake Michigan as this system, as this low pressure system kind of starts putting down more of the northerly winds. Going on over to the 500 millibar charts, this is as we get into tomorrow. Here's a piece of energy down here across the southwest, and then here's your next piece of energy coming in across the northwest. And then as we get into Friday, look at these. Here's the little piece of energy here and another one here. Look at these things kind of start to phase together as we get into Sunday. And then there's your big low pressure system and a big dip in the trough here. A lot of upward momentum with this system. So that's why we're looking for the potential for a few severe thunderstorms potentially as we get into Saturday. because we have so much vertical velocity with this low pressure system, 500 millibars coming through, or the trough, I should say. As we get into Monday, look at this thing just dipping all the way down into the, almost all the way down into the Gulf, actually, and that's going to allow moisture to kind of feed up out of the Gulf, and it's going to allow for this cold air to really shoot down. We may, in fact, see some lake effect snow showers. Wouldn't be surprised to see that from places like Gary, Indiana, on up the east coast of Lake Michigan as we get into Sunday. And then as we get into Monday, system dropping in here. Here's still your big low here. We've been having flip-flops on the forecast models over the past few days or so. Some of these were putting the other day a pretty good snowstorm somewhere back in this region. As this low kind of, I'll go back and show you exactly what it was showing, was this low, instead of being here, comes up and ends up what we call retrograding, which means kind of moving back and forth, and you get like this pocket of snow that's now going to be up here, is placing it kind of down through this region. So we'll just have to wait and see. The models are flip-flopping back and forth. I imagine that this is going to, the consensus right now with the models is it moves off the East Coast relatively quickly. So we'll get back to where we were. As we get into Tuesday, here's your trough, very negative tilted trough here off the East Coast. And then here's your big low at 500 millibars coming across the Great Lakes. We was talking about the models. I can't show you the European model, but this is the Digix model. We're just kind of looking for consensus. This is as we get into Sunday afternoon. Here's your low, and you can see just like the GFS, this thing moves it right off the East Coast, and then like right here, you can see those lake effect snow showers getting going with those darker greens, and very cold air surging in as we get into the weekend for the Midwest as well as up towards the Northeast. And the Digix showing some snow breaking out into New York. So, you know, we're quiet right now, and we'll probably be relatively quiet tomorrow, but as we get into Friday and Saturday and Sunday and the weekend and so forth, the weather will ramp up again, and we'll see some rain and some snow across the nation. And as we get a little farther into the winter, we'll start to see more snowstorms, which will be very interesting. So that's really all I have today. I hope everybody has a happy Thanksgiving. You can view this on swiftchaseteam.com and the dailyforecast.net. Have a good one.